of money on cleaning up that after allowing it. So it's in the hands of the government. The other alternative is to have these mobile trucks going everywhere. You place tanks. Yes, they have introduced, but I think it's insufficient. Education of people is another thing. If you have wells in your place, you can put it in wells. If you don't have, you can have buckets. Multi-storied apartments, normally what they do is they minimize on the number of idols. They'll have one idol for say 300, 400 houses. So in that way you have only one to immerse. And decentralizing the immersion, I think, will make a big difference.
If I can add to this, even after Ganesh Chaturthi, at any point during the year, we are always facing this problem of people wanting to immerse, or the other day somebody wanted to float a lamp on a leaf. He was begging and pleading with us, please, I want to just float this, let this diya float. But we had to steel ourselves and say, sorry, you can't do it. Because really the lakes cannot be contaminated anymore. So we do take a very firm stance on this. No immersion at Puttenahalli Lake, please.
You two must be the most hated person in Puttenahalli.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Another thing, Usha, I should answer this. I believe that you spoke about the avian habitat. How this lake has got recognition as an avian habitat? Can we explain a little more on that?
The first time I saw the lake, what I saw was a few pond herons here and there. And we began restoring this lake as to make it into a very secure bird habitat. And to that extent, all whatever we do for the lake is designed with that in mind, to ensure that we maintain discipline. Nobody is allowed to throw stones at the birds, for instance. So such things we do to see that bird life is not disturbed in any way. And one of the questions we are asked is, how do you get so many birds into your lake? We do not invite any birds. They just come on their own because they fly. Usually one huge flock will fly overhead, and sooner or later they tend to land in the water. So what began with a few pond herons started multiplying. They are, of course, most of them are the very, very common birds. You have the purple herons and the coots and the swamp hens. We have large numbers of birds and even more large numbers of bird watchers coming to the lake. So we exploit their expertise. They identify the birds for us and they send us photographs, which promptly goes into our website giving credit to so and so. So as of now, about more than 50 species, about 52 to 53 species of birds have been spotted in and around the lake. And these include even migratory ones. Like last year, till about March actually, we had a huge flock of garganate ducks which have migrated from Europe.
That's good, really good. So it must, the area must have changed a lot from what you saw and what
Absolutely. You and of course, we have a number of resident birds. So some of them we almost feel maternal or parental towards it, because a purple heron was such a small little guy and now he is a big fellow, catching huge toads and getting into fights. And the coots, they are so troublesome, they are so quarrelsome. It's lovely to watch all this, and these are the things which keep our morale very high and give us a reason to keep working on the lake restoration.
If I may add, the other thing that we did at the time of planting trees was to choose trees that would attract birds and bees and butterflies. So a lot of thought has gone into choosing the trees. Those which were there in the BBMP nursery, which met our requirements, we took. The others we procured from nearby nurseries.
Trees all around the lake?
Yeah.
On 3 sides of the lake.
3 sides of the lake. Okay. Now they have grown, you said, some 20 feet tall or something?
Some of them, yeah. It depends on the variety.
Aarti, you people spoke about how you keep vigil at the lake. This is what you spoke about. Appreciate it. Do citizens come forward to volunteer to keep this vigil?
We have announced to everybody that the lake is theirs, and we are happy that there are several who go for morning walks, evening walks, if they notice anything which is not normal, they bring it to our notice. So we've got neighborhood residents who have become quite vigilant in ensuring that the lake area is kept in the way it's meant to be kept.
Do residents have to become members of your trust to become volunteers?
Not at all. We have a board of trustees, but apart from the board of trustees, we have a group called PNLIT Mitra, where you can come forward and say that you can spend so much time either for gardening at the lake or for monitoring the supervising the employees that we have, or for raising funds, or for identifying birds. So we have different areas where you can actually help out, and you just need to let us know that you are there to help. In fact, we've had instances when somebody has just come and said that I've made this list of so many birds at the lake, and on their own they're keeping a tab of birds at the lake, a census kind of thing. So there are a variety of ways in which you can help. Again, it's all on our website, the different ways in which you can volunteer.
If I can add to this, you were asking earlier about who monitors the lake. We also have a group of senior citizens. We have they are our supervisors. More important than having time on their hand, they have the guts to speak up when they see somebody misusing the lake. So they go for a walk around the lake, and either they will tell the miscreant to not do it, or they will report to us, or both. So we are really grateful for people from all age groups who help us out.
Usha, can rejuvenation of lakes help avert the impending water crisis in Bangalore?
You bet. You bet it's going to recharge the water table. It is going to ensure that there's no flooding. The water goes into the catchment areas that it's supposed to be, because lakes in Bangalore were all man-made and they were built to serve the purpose as catchment areas. So unfortunately, the Rajakalways, which was a system by which the water drained into the lakes, they have been encroached upon, and the government has to put its foot down, remove encroachers, restore the lakes, and involve people to participate in maintaining the lake. This is the only way by which we can avert water crisis.
Another question, you spoke about that earlier also. The problem in Bangalore is that all lakes are not under one agency, that you spoke about it earlier. BBMP takes care of some, BDA takes care of some, Lake Development Authority takes care of some. Isn't it bad multiplicity of agencies? Shouldn't there be one agency which takes care of all the lakes?
I think so. I think so. Because sometimes what happens is, when a group thinks that a lake is with BBMP, and then they find it has been handed over to BDA. So it is sort of falling between two stools. And I think there has to be one body which is held accountable for the condition of the lakes. If people are playing a very active role, they have only one agency to approach. Instead of groping in the dark, what do I do, whom do I approach? They approach only this agency, whatever you call it. They have this agency, and that agency is responsible for the physical restoration of the lake, and it is the onus of the people to ensure that monitoring the work they do, the people do, and they keep a vigilance to see that the lakes are not misused.